And we are live. Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of Jason Heber Live. Sorry for the holdup there. We're having some tech issues. If you are not familiar with the channel, what we do here is interview the family members of missing persons and unsolved crimes in an effort to help spread awareness, get the stories out there, and hopefully either bring them home or get them some justice. So if you are into trying to help out these families, because as you see, the show is interactive. There's a chat, you can ask questions and try to help solve the cases. Please click subscribe below, set the notification bell to all. Thank you so much to the few new members that we just had. Let me give them a shout out real quick. Mary Kazik is a channel member. Michelle Breitbarth. I thought you already signed up, Michelle. Did people? Because I know some people are getting booted from certain things. I hope it's not booting members. Julie W. Welcome as a member. Just want to make sure I give everyone credit. Laughing Hawk, welcome as a member. Thank you so much. And Chris Murray, welcome. Those to our 5 new members. You guys are what keeps the channel going and strong. Thank you so much to you guys. And if you're not interested in becoming a channel member, but you want to support the channel, the link is in the description. There's a PayPal option for a one-time thing. So again, nobody has to do anything like that, but to everyone who does support the channel, it does help us keep going, doing more shows and things like that, more frequency. The more we get doing this, the less we have to work. Yeah, the group's growing. So thank you so much to everybody. Everyone who has a little Toby icon next to them is the members. So make sure to give them a round of applause. Thank you so much to everybody. Tonight we have not a missing persons case. As you see, it's a quest for justice, which are typically the unsolved homicide cases, which is exactly what this one is. This is the case of Eric Littleton, originally from, I believe it's Covington, Kentucky. But currently he was living in California for a bit. He was found on the side of the road. So I will go into all those details with you. I believe he was there about a couple months. Give me 1 second, guys. I had his, hang on 1 second. Let me load his article so I can read that for you guys. Give me 1 second. Wait a minute. Where am I here? Okay. Give me just a second, guys. Let me load his articles, because what I'm going to do is just read you the very basics on one of his articles from Fox 19. I don't like to get too into detail in the intros, because the important details, of course, are much better coming from his mother, Michelle Jesse, who is who we have on tonight. Okay, we already got Mary. Want to make sure we credit everybody who comes in. Okay, so let me just, we got about 56 people here, so maybe give it another minute or so. Typically lately we've been getting about 100 or so before we get started as notifications go out. But this isn't our typical time, so a lot of people aren't expecting the show. And I hope anyone who isn't upset, because last night I did a late night show to try to cram some in, since we missed quite a bit over the holidays. And some people said, oh my God, I just became a member and I can't believe I missed the show. I'm so upset. So there are probably going to be some people who missed this one too, because they're expecting it to be 9 p.m. and like, oh my God, now I missed 2 shows. So I apologize, guys, but you can watch it back. You don't have to be there live, of course, although I understand it's better to participate in the chat. So I'm just trying to cram it as many as possible. Please remember to hit the like button and share this out so that it gets out to more people, guys. The more eyes we get on the story, the better. That's the whole point of why we do this. So let me go ahead. We got about 65 people or so. That's enough to get started, since we're kind of at an off time here. Sorry. And so this article is from fox19.com. And it's titled, Mother of Covington Native, Covington, Kentucky, found dead in California, pleading for answers 2 years later. No answers in Eric Littleton's 2017 death. 2 years after a 30-year-old Covington, Kentucky man was found dead in California, the man's mother says she is still fighting to find out what happened to her son. Eric Littleton was found dead on August 6, 2017. His body, investigators said, had been left along a road in Riverside County, California. I'm familiar with I'm familiar with Riverside, California. I'm sorry, not Riverside County. It's changed. Sorry, guys. It's changed my life forever, said Michelle Jesse Littleton's mother. Oh my God, give me 1 second. Phil, you caught me live again. I'm literally on a live. I'll call you back. All right, sorry guys. That's my friend. He called last night during the live too. So the last 2 times he's called, I've been doing a show. If I just let it ring, it would have rang and rang and rang. So I had to interrupt there. Sorry. Eric Littleton was found dead on August 6, 2017. His body, investigators said, had been left along a road in Riverside County, California. "It's changed my life forever," said Michelle Jesse, Littleton's mother. "He loved to travel. He loved to hike. He was an outgoing person." Littleton, a Covington native, had been living on the West Coast. Jesse said he had been missing for about 2 months before he was discovered dead. Okay, so I said he was in California. I thought for 2 months. It looks like the 2 months is he'd been missing for 2 months before he was discovered dead. So investigators could not pinpoint a cause of death because of the condition of his remains. It was eaten by coyotes in the sun, said Jesse. A few days after they located Littleton, authorities found Littleton's BMW about 10 miles from where his body had been found. It was in a parking lot. Okay. Deputies also revealed that the only thing they found with Littleton's body was a pair of earrings and a pair of shorts. That is what leads Jesse to believe that her son was not only dumped, but he was also murdered. "My son isn't going to go out there in the desert a little over a quarter mile and just lay himself there and die. His wallet's missing. His keys are missing," said Jesse. "Somebody knows something." It's a quote we know very well on this channel. Somebody always knows something. To honor her son, Jesse gathered with friends and family this week to light lanterns along the riverfront. She also released balloons from her Covington Street on Tuesday night. Jesse has also created a memorial for Littleton inside her home. We'll have a picture of that as well. She said it has helped her with healing, but the real closure will come when her questions are answered. And as you guys know, that's the worst part, is not knowing what happened. For missing persons cases, it's not knowing where they are. And for cases like this, it's not knowing what happened to them or who did it particularly. "I just want to know what happened to my son," said Jesse. "Anything, just anything, any little information would help." Investigators have not shared any new details on the case. Littleton's wallet and keys, Jesse said, were never found. Jesse said there's a $2,500 reward for information. If you know anything, call police. We'll go over that number, and we will make sure that that reward is still active, because sometimes those come in and out. So I'm not 100% positive, but we will check with her. And I'm sorry, guys, I keep having a lot of something going on in my throat. I keep having to clear my throat like that. But tonight we have Michelle Jesse on. So I just wanted to, Michelle, I want to say thank you so much for joining us. I'm so sorry for what you're going through. Obviously, I couldn't even imagine being in this position.
I appreciate it.
So do you want to start? Maybe tell us a little bit about Eric, and I'll go over some of his pictures as you tell us a little bit about him in general, and then you can kind of take us into the whole him moving out there, when you lost touch with them, and lead us up to it.
We've been living out there. We lived out there. I moved from California in 2005. Eric stayed to finish school, and he wanted to live there. So I came here, and he would go back and forth to visit us, his brothers and sisters, and back to California. And then around Father's Day, it was the last time someone heard from him, in July. And then we found him missing, or found his body.
July of 2017, Father's Day, right?
Yeah. So then they found him, but they think he had been laying out there for like 2 months, they're saying.
Okay. And now, so he was originally from there. So he went back home, basically, when you
yeah, he's always lived in California. Yeah.
Okay.
But he comes here and visits. Yeah.
I see. So you are currently in Kentucky, right?
Yes. I came home from California in 2005.
Okay, so it said something about him being on the side of a road. So
it's actually about a half a mile out in the desert.
Okay.
I go out there. I try to go out. Well, this because of COVID, I wasn't able to go out there this year. But I go out. I have a memorial out there set up in the desert for him.
So it said something about Desert Hot Springs. Is he at the? Because I used to live in the LA area, kind of in like LA, then the high desert. What's the Desert Hot Springs in like San Bernardino? Is that the Desert Hot Springs you're talking about? Because I've been there.
Palm Springs. Out by Palm Springs. Desert Hot Springs is in Palm Springs.
Okay, I think that. Oh, you know what? Maybe that is the one I went to. I'm not sure.
Where the windmills are?
I don't remember, but I know it was called Desert Hot Springs. We were at a bar one night. Everyone was drinking. We're like, hey, let's go there. So we took a long ride, and I don't even remember. It was so long ago. I was living in California in 2012. But I believe I might know where it is. But either way, so what I'm trying to figure out is, so if he was anywhere near a road, how would he sit there for so long undiscovered? But it sounds like this was the middle of the desert, you're saying?
Yeah, he was about a half a mile out. It's a long walk. Walk. And it's so hot. Like, and it's summer, and it's so hot. Like, you have to take bottles and bottles of water. There's no way you can go just walking with nothing.
Okay. So you're So obviously the question then becomes, well, did he start to walk there, just become overwhelmed and fall down, or
Yeah.
did someone dump him there? But what leads you to believe he definitely didn't is he had nothing on him and he wouldn't just go out like that, right?
You
Why would he
can't
not
walk
have
out
his
in the desert with no shoes on. It's impossible. You will get thorns. You will get all kinds of stuff in your feet.
right?
I mean, you go out there with gym shoes and you have some thorns stuck in your shoes, on your pants legs, everything.
Yeah, if it's the one I'm remembering, I mean, there's snakes, there's rocks that you got to cross streams with rocks in it, and it's a nightmare. So, and even if it's not the one I'm thinking of, I'm sure it's similar.
Yeah, it's similar. I mean, it has streams if it rains, but it's definitely dry.
Okay, so in judging, if you were going to try to dump a body or something, this sounds like the kind of place you would do it, right? It's kind of very remote.
Right. And up in the front by the road, there was homeless. They have a tent there. So we asked a lot of people if they seen anything, but of course, no one's going to tell anything. And they searched that area. So I met an advocate through all this, and she gave me a place to stay when I came out there. Well, this is kind of odd too. Just so happened, her brother was on the same road that my son was found on. They found it. Her brother was missing too and murdered the same way. Well, we don't know about the same way, but his body was found the same way. So happened I met this family, and then her brother was found exact same way.
Wow.
And his receipt that was found in his truck that was missing was the receipt from Jack in the Box was the same road that Eric was found on.
And how far apart was this from Eric's?
About 2.5 hours where they found his body.
Oh, and how far apart time wise? I'm sorry.
I believe. Let me think. Let's see.
Was it like around the same time? Or are we talking months, years difference?
Mine has been so long. I think they found him in July. I think.
Do you believe there's any connection between the two, or do you think it's just a real?
I don't know why it's the receipt and the advocate's son's truck that says Jack in the Box on the same road where Eric was found. It's just weird.
Wow.
It's just weird. Yeah, she wants to reach out to you later too about her son.
Absolutely. Yeah. Have her message me for sure. Have her also friend request me if she can, because what happens is when they're not friends, it goes into this weird folder and takes me a while to see it. Facebook has like a pending messages folder, so just have her message me because I had her add me as a friend because then I'll be able to see it. But I
knew Eric's going to go out there. He has a brand new BMW. He's not just going to leave his brand new BMW. It was 2017 in a parking lot and just walk out in the desert. It's just don't match. Don't. And the investigator asked him what's going on with the case, and they said right now there's no leads. And I'm like, okay, did you talk to his friend? They said they don't want none of his friends want to talk. I'm like, make them talk.
Right. They just said they don't want to talk.
Sitting there. Said that they don't want to talk. None of his friends don't want to say anything because the detectives ain't doing their job. That's why. But what really, and I know my son's going to hear this. What really bothers me is Eric always said someone was trying to kill him. Someone was after him.
He always said that?
Yeah, a lot. And then, and check this out. I have a storage in California I've been paying on. I pay $189 a month for it. So when we went to his storage, on the paperwork, it says, anything happens to me, share the storage.
Wait, say that again?
On his storage, his contract.
His storage contract, like a storage unit?
Yeah, you have a contract, you have to sign your name and who's to pay or whatever on it, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I went there to pay the storage in California in Santa Ana, and on the paperwork, on the agreement for like if something happened to him, who takes over the storage, it says on there, if anything happens to me, for my mom and my brother to share the storage.
Okay.
See, they didn't even look in that neither. They didn't want to go through his storage.
Right. I mean, so okay. I mean, but that would. I'm trying to say, but that could be kind of normal, right? If if anything happens to me, give it to my mom and brother. Is that? So you're thinking that he thought something was going on and was worried.
Yeah. Okay. It's suspicious.
Okay, so the first question we have from Kubi is: did you say his cell phone was found? If so, did they look into data and pings?
No cell phone recovered.
Was never found.
Gone. Turned off. Gone.
Okay, so phone never found it, and there's no Do you know the last place where it did ping before it was turned off?
Couldn't ping it. They tried.
But what about like the last? Like, usually they can find the last place it did ping. They couldn't do that before it was turned off.
Didn't tell me anything. Nope.
I can't believe his friends won't talk.
Yeah.
So a couple questions from Laughing Hawk. He asked if law enforcement agrees that they believe he was dumped there, and they also asked the other guy who died, was he missing shoes and missing clothing and stuff like that as well? The guy who had the Jack in the Box receipt.
He had nothing. He was totally bones and pieces laying everywhere. Was out there in the desert for so long.
So we don't even know. He could have had clothes. He might not have. It could have just been ripped off or like from animals.
It was pretty bad. It was worse than Eric's.
But we don't know for sure what he had on him, right? Because it was so long.
Right.
Okay. It's a heck of a coincidence, I'd say. That's for sure.
I mean, they invited me to their home, and then I met her through all the advocate missing. I mean, because her son was missing. It's Justin Day. So I met them, and just so happened their son was exactly like my son. Sounds exactly like my son. It's just, I don't know. I think God put us together for a reason.
Did they know? So is that why they contacted you? They knew beforehand how similar the cases were before they messaged you, right?
Who?
His family. That's why they contacted you. I'm assuming.
Oh no, I met them through the advocates of missing.
Yeah.
Derek was missing too, and then when they found my son, they offered me to come out there and stay and put flyers up and give me assistance in putting flyers up and taking me everywhere I needed to go. And and on one of, like right there where that photo you just shared, her daughter, well, her brother was the one that was missing, so she went out there and helped me through all of it, like on the news and everything. She was my support system.
Okay.
She's very supportive to me.
It's going through some of his pictures. Okay. Yeah. So Nellie Hugoson says if they were true friends, they'd want to talk. Yeah. Do you know these friends? Because he was from California originally, and you were. So I'm assuming you knew some of them, or.
Not the newest ones. No, I have friends with a couple of his friends, but they just can't believe this has happened. They told me everything they know. They gave me passwords to try to get into his Facebook account. I mean, they tried to help me, a few of them. And then the one that found him, actually, I'm friends with them now. They go check on his memorial. Make sure it's okay out there.
Okay. LEW says, I know that the friends aren't speaking, but were there any sightings from them beyond when you had last heard from them? Like when's the friends' last sighting? Or they won't even say that?
I don't know.
That's so weird. That's so suspicious that if my friend went missing, I'd be like kicking in people's doors. Like I'd be getting arrested, honestly, because I'd be like, I don't care. Like a friend or a family member, I can't believe they'd just be like, we don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I know. It's sad. It's very sad. But I mean,
why wouldn't that make law enforcement be like, oh, you don't? Get over here.
Right. And I went through like when I got a storage, I found numbers and I've called people and I've tried to get a hold of the school he was in, the college he's in. I tried to go through so much, but it was so hard getting in storage. And after losing him, it was very painful. So
yeah, I mean, you're doing everything you can. I want you to know that you're doing a great job. It's
hard. It's forever changed my life. That's for sure.
Oh, I can only imagine. And I hope the reason why I do this is, we hope that the right set of eyes gets on it, sees it, and says, you know what, I got to say something. I can't live with this anymore. Even if it's a small detail that they know, somebody always knows something. And I say it every episode pretty much, but people need to know. I have
something to say to all of you. Losing my son is really, really the worst thing in my life. But what they did to me after this. So the two detectives walks me out to the desert, me and the advocate that I met. So we're walking out to the desert. They didn't have their phone pinged or anything. And they point and said, that's where we found him. So I did a big memorial right there. That's the first memorial. I did a memorial. And then I had no, not that one, the one with the cross. The first one with the cross. I don't know if you have that one up there or not. So I'm out like a quarter mile in the desert. They're trying to say this is where they found him. There's no crime scene. You can tell it's really dry. Everything's normal. So then I'm standing there crying, after the news and everything. And this guy walks up and he's like, do you know this person? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I found your son. I'm like, You did? And I'm crying. He's crying. He said, I didn't find your son here. I said, what do you mean you didn't find my son here? He said, it's up here by this boulder. It's a big boulder. When he goes hiking out there, he sits there and has his oranges because he's crippled. I lost it. So then I had to take and move that whole memorial that I built, all them rocks, hot heat, and move it to where he was found, half a mile up, more up. It was so heartbreaking. Yeah.
Wow.
So I called. So they told me where his car was. So I went to go see where his car. Wrong location with that too. So I called the detectives. I'm like, why would you do this to me? You tell me his body was found here and it wasn't.
Right.
Oh, well, sorry. Really? You made me do this memorial twice?
Right. So it sounds like they're not questioning the friends. They're giving you wrong info. Like they're not doing much about
They're
this.
not doing nothing now. Nothing at all.
This is weird.
We just let the case sit there.
We get a lot of questions. Laughing Hawk, Kubi, a few others. So, go into as much depth as you know. Why is Eric saying people are after him and stuff? I'm sure when he said that, people must have said, "Well, what are you talking about? Why do you think that?" So, what was this all about? Why did he feel that way? Was there? And here's a question from someone. If you don't want to answer anything, you don't have to. I let people ask any questions they want, but it's up to you if you want to answer it. But someone asked, was there any history of mental illness, or was he involved in some kind of incident in the past? Anything along those lines?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. My son was gay.
Okay.
So I think that had part of it. You mean because they don't like gay out there in Palm Springs? There's a gay retaliation. You mean?
Okay.
So
I wasn't aware of that, but
yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I have nothing to hide. My son's a good. Even if he was gay or not gay, he's a good person. He don't deserve this.
Yeah,
no child does.
Of course. So he felt. So it was because of his sexuality. He thought somebody was after him because maybe he got teased or harassed or something. So he thought people didn't like him for who he was.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, he had a lot of gay friends. I mean, he's very popular. He lived a way high life. I mean, he was wealthy and everything. And then all of a sudden he just went downhill. It just, everything changed.
Huh. Okay. So it sounds like I guess what I'm trying to figure out is did he have in his mind like Bill is after me, like he knew someone, or was it just like, oh man, people don't like me because I'm gay and people are out? So was it someone in particular, or was he just
he said it was his boyfriend. The boyfriend, well, his ex-boyfriend that he was with. Yeah, that's who it was. So
that's who was after him?
Yep, I told investigators and they said that he lives in San Francisco and they talked to him and he has nothing to do with it.
Okay, so but if it was because first you said that he thought it was because he was gay and they don't like gay out there, but if it was his ex-boyfriend, then that would be a different reason. So it was something more personal. You thought he thought his boyfriend was after him, his ex-boyfriend?
Yeah, he said that he was always trying to come after him, and then I told the police department about it, the detectives, and they said they talked to the guy and there's no foul play or anything that shows up.
Okay, so they said they've talked to him, but you're not 100% wild about their police work, so.
No, I have so less respect for them. They're just dirty. They don't care. It's not their kid. They don't care to investigate it. Just have the case just sitting there. We did get fingerprints off the car. They're very light, but there is fingerprints.
Okay, and what did those trace back to?
Nothing yet.
Okay. So what did Eric do for work? The Shark Choir asked, and then we have another good.
He was a masseuse.
Okay. So did he have his own business? Because you said he did very well for himself.
Yeah, he did. He was a masseuse. Yes.
He was his own. Okay, so he ran his own kind of masseuse place. Okay.
Yeah, at home. He did it from home.
So the other guy that was found, this is a question from Heather Williams. Was he also gay? The other family son?
I'm probably not supposed to say anything, but I'm sure he was.
Okay. I don't think people are asking in a judgmental way. They're just talking about like maybe there's a connection as to why.
I think he was. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. No, but I understand you don't want to put their business out there.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, that's interesting then.
That's another thing I meant to mention. Yeah. Just the lifestyle. I mean, there's still both kids don't deserve to die like that. I mean, it's just awful.
But my only question about that though is because sure that could point to a connection, but if it was his ex-boyfriend he thought was after him, I wouldn't have been because Eric's gay, because obviously the ex-boyfriend is also gay. So I don't kind of
I think
understand
because
that.
they separated.
Yeah, right. So it's more of a personal thing.
Yeah, but they said they looked into it and there's nothing that looks suspicious.
Okay. Wow. Well,
And then they also got a letter from somebody, from the revenue or something, some off retired sheriff or something, saying that and the letter came in, but it was from a retired sheriff that was already retired, and said that there was a serial killer in the mountains that they know who killed Eric and a couple other people, and they said they looked into that too. It was some old man, so that didn't fall out neither.
Who said that they thought it was the serial killer?
Someone sent a sheriff that was retired.
Yeah.
Sent a letter to the sheriff department saying they know the serial killer that killed a couple of people, including Eric. So they investigated and said that it was a hoax. It was unreal. It wasn't real.
It's a hoax. Okay.
That's all made up. Said two of the people had slid on an avalanche, and the other one, I don't know how the other one died, but
yeah, there doesn't seem to be a ton of media on the case, which is what LEW says, and I agree. I didn't have a ton of stuff to look through. Do you know why that is? Is it
KESQ, Eric Littleton story?
Uh-huh.
There's a couple in there. I have two here in Ohio, or two or three here in Ohio. This year I wasn't able to get a hold of the news out there that's working with me. They did tell me I was in Hawaii, let's see, in March, and they told me that they get a hold of the detective because they were saying that Eric's case was suspicious. So when I got back from Hawaii, I got a hold of them, and they're like, "Oh no, we didn't say it's suspicious. We're just going to leave close this case because we have no more leads." I'm like, "How can you just close this case?"
It sounds like they kind of ripped through the leads quick, and we're like, "Oh well," like it doesn't
They
seem.
didn't even search the area. They said they searched the area, okay, but I found stuff like that, kind of like a pair of shoes. I don't know if they were Eric's, but I put it on his memorial. I found a hat, but we searched for hours. I couldn't find nothing. Like I found like old stuff that people threw out there, dumped out there, but I don't know. They haven't did their job. Just put it that way.
Yeah. So if anyone's in the area, if you wanted to help, look around or something, I'm sure she could use any help they could get. So Michelle, again, if you don't want to answer any questions, you don't have to, but I allow people to ask anything. She asked, did Eric do drugs? Michelle Breitbart.
Eric was clean for the year before all this happened.
He was clean for a year, so he previously did. Okay.
Yeah. I'm also in touch with his sponsor.
Okay. And he so I'm assuming they did an autopsy. He had nothing in him.
They said the coroner's office told me that there was such little meth on his brain that they could not rule it as an overdose. And he wasn't stabbed because we don't know if he was stabbed. Sorry about that. We don't know if he was stabbed because his intestines were all gone. We wouldn't know if he was shot because that splatters. But as far as being stabbed, we don't know because the intestines were gone.
Oh, right. That's the problem when the body's not found for a while and it's out in the elements.
But I wish they could rule it as an overdose so I can have some peace, but they can't. There wasn't enough meth on his brain to rule an overdose.
Okay. Laughing Hawk asked, did he tell anyone outside of you guys and the family that people were trying to kill him? Is this something he told his friends too? Is that maybe why they don't want to talk? Because they're worried someone...
I think they're scared that if they come forward, that something could happen to them.
That's what... Okay, so at least that makes a little sense versus just his friends saying, we don't want to talk about it. Because to me, that's bewildering, but I guess it makes a little bit of sense. But you would think there'd be one of them that said, you know what, this is my friend and I got to say something.
I know, especially the rehab. It took a really toll on all the friends in rehab where he went a couple of times a week to stay, with his sponsor and everything. She helped him through a lot. And for them, it was heartbreaking when they all heard what happened.
when in 2017 was he found? August 6th, right, of 2017.
4 days after his birthday.
So his birthday's August 2nd.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Dominica was August 6th, 2017. Shar mentions the possibility of a hate crime. I mean, it sounds like that could be a very real possibility. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
the people have to deal with that. I mean, it's very. I'm the kind of person. I live a very simple life. I'm kind of like in a bubble. So sometimes you kind of forget how awful people can be out there. But I have a couple, gay friends, and they tell me like, oh, we deal with quite a lot, and it can be scary. To me, I almost feel like because I don't deal with that kind of stuff, I'm like, oh, people wouldn't do that, but
Yeah, they
unfortunately,
do.
people
They do.
People do.
People are so judgmental these days.
Yeah. Hi, Shelly. And yeah, Kobe, she says, sounds like could be anyone at this point. Yeah, well, unfortunately, and believe me, you're far from the only person to tell me stuff like that. As far as the police department not doing a ton. But when you don't have faith in them, it really shakes the foundation of the case, because you can't really say, oh, that's been looked into, if you don't have faith with how it's been looked into. You know what I mean? So it leaves everything open. It never really closes any roads. And
so back in March, I sent for his documents, his paper, his records, sent a prepaid stamped envelope. I sent his death certificate. I sent some other documents they needed. And I'm sitting here today and still ain't got his records.
Still haven't got him?
Nope. I call out there, leave voicemail, don't answer me back.
Wow.
And how pathetic is that? Yeah. And I need those records so we can do a second opinion. The parents of murdered children, my group, they need those records so they can look into it to do a second opinion.
Okay. Wow. Sounds like you're not getting help anywhere. So if anyone has any ideas as to how we can get her the documents or get some people searching around, please, I have her Facebook profile in the description below. All the relevant links are in the description. Please check them out. So we have a few people saying because he was found 4 days after his birthday, was he maybe doing maybe partying on his birthday and something happened? It's worth mentioning, if you guys weren't here at the beginning, he was missing for 2 months before he was found, guys.
Yeah, so way before his birthday.
Yeah, it's kind of sounds like it might be a coincidence that his birthday was close to that.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know. It's so heartbreaking because I have to do his birthday, then I have to do his memorial, and then in September they didn't call me for like 17 days after they found him.
Wait, the police didn't tell you for 17 days after they found his body?
Correct.
Wow. I don't even know what to say to that. I mean, I would think they'd call same day. What?
So because he didn't have no phone and no identification.
Oh, they didn't know who he was.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. But still, that's a long time.
Right. How did they eventually find out who? How did you find out it was him?
They sent my brother a letter, and by the time my brother got the letter, by the time my brother got home and got the letter, I already had the phone call from the detective.
Okay.
Because my name has changed now. I have my married name, so my son's name and my brother's name are the same, Littleton. So my brother used to live in California, so they looked up at Littleton and found my brother lived there. So they sent my brother a letter.
Yeah, so a lot of people saying you should maybe get a lawyer to try to get these documents and stuff. You might be time to lawyer up if they're not doing their end of the bargain.
Yeah, and it costs us a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, if you start something, some kind of GoFundMe or something to help yourself with that, you can always tell me. I'll put it in the link below. Just if you want to do something like that.
Yeah.
Just, sometimes a lot of times in the chat, even now we have people. And a lot of videos that I do, people like, I want to help contribute. Do you have a GoFundMe? So it's always an option.
I'll get something worked out after this COVID slows down a little bit.
Okay. Now, CSI Crowdsource Illuminations asked, did he keep a list of clients?
I don't know about that neither. They searched the last place he lived. They don't tell me any of that either. They won't give me no information of anybody they talk to.
And what police department is this specifically?
It's Desert Hot Springs.
Desert Hot Springs Police Department?
Yeah, detectives. Mm-hmm.
So it's not Palm Springs Police Department, it's Desert Hot Springs.
Right. Which actually say it's Indio.
Indio is the Okay, I've heard of Indio, yeah. So Indio Police Department. That's who people would contact, I guess, with information, right?
You have the number on his flyer.
Yeah, I can pull that up.
Flyer right
We'll go
there.
over that at the end as
If
well.
everybody could take that number, if any leads at all, I would greatly appreciate it. And yes, the $2,500 reward is still standing.
Okay. Another question: did Eric have social media? And we also have people asking if he had any dating profiles, anything like that. Did he have an online presence, social media, dating profiles, stuff like that?
You know, he had Facebook. I'm not sure about any media. I haven't found any. I mean, I know he modeled like way back years ago.
But like, did he have Instagram, Snapchat, all that stuff? Do you know?
I don't know about Instagram. I'm sure maybe, but I know he had Facebook. So I got his Facebook memorized already, so no one can get into it.
Have you gotten into it?
I went through stuff, but he made a new account. So my other son, he's checked some things out, but I mean, we've looked, even the advocate has looked at messages that people commented on there and searched them up to see who they were, but no leads.
Okay, so you don't have his phone. You don't really have access to all his accounts, or know if he even has them. Did you say anything about dating profile, like Plenty of Fish, any of those dating sites? Has that been like? He was currently single, right? Or was he dating someone?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I have no idea. I don't know.
Jeez.
Eric would come and go. You hear from Eric, and then you wouldn't hear from Eric. Then you hear from Eric, and then you wouldn't hear from Eric. So when he went missing, I thought, okay, he's just off and about again. But no, this time it was real. I couldn't contact. I tried calling everybody, put on Facebook. I got a hold of the police department out there missing, and then they didn't even take it serious. And then who the one who reported him missing besides me was his sponsor. So I asked to talk to that sponsor that called, and they won't let me have his name. I have his other sponsor, but I don't know the one that called and said he was missing. So I'm coming to class. Group.
So that's who reported him missing, the sponsor.
Yeah, but they won't give me his name. I know the other lady's name. She contacts me she sends me a message, asks me how I'm doing or whatever, but the detective wouldn't let me get the sponsor's name so I could talk to him about my son. I mean, what was it like? What was the last few days when you seen him? I mean, so wouldn't let me talk to him.
What if we got to get a petition going or something? I mean, there's only so much people like us can do if the police are not giving. And believe me, I'm not an anti-police guy by any means. Like, I get that they have their policies, their procedures, that they can't let us know everything they're doing. I get all that. But when it seems to be this much that nothing's happening, at some point, something's got to break. If we can get a petition going or get people contacting somewhere to get information, documents released, it sounds like we got to do something. Dominic Zayas says, do a petition. This family needs justice. So have you went through his Facebook friends and talked to them? See if you can find one that will talk or give you some bit of details.
Whatever Facebook friends he had that I talked to was just tell me how good a guy he was, and they can't believe this has happened. The one helped me with the password for Eric's Facebook, but that's his old one, so that didn't help me any.
And did you go to Eric's home and business and look around? Shelly Swartz asks.
Apparently Eric was homeless. Living with at the rehab place.
Okay, well, so my second interview I ever did was about it was a homeless guy in California. So I'm on like number 80 or something now, so it was quite a bit ago. But I can tell you, I know from that case, California doesn't even look into homeless people that go missing.
Well, I mean, he wasn't like homeless on the street. He lived in the rehab.
Yeah,
he wasn't on the streets.
I don't know if that's different, but I'm just saying.
I wouldn't call it homeless, but I'm just saying he never had his own home at that moment.
Right. No, I understand. I understand. I'm wondering if that's why they're not really looking into it. Just because I know from the other case they're having the same issue. They actually told the other family, we don't look into homeless people that go missing.
Yeah, then the detective's like, oh, well, maybe he didn't want to be found. I'm like, right. Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah, that's what they told
He just don't wander off. You mean, it's like, well, some people, they just wander off in the desert and they just don't want to be found. I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me, really?
No, especially.
That's not Eric. Eric's high class. Eric dresses Nike, nice shoes, nice clothes, everything. And that's not Eric's That's just not what Eric would do.
And Marissa says, I mean, I'm guessing the answer will probably be you don't know because the police haven't done much, but she asked, did they look into other people living at the rehab facility?
They won't tell me that neither. They won't even give me the sponsor's name before I could call him.
Yeah, see, this is really hard because there's only so much we can say or do when every answer leads to the police won't say anything, you know?
The police is not doing their job, period. To them, it's just like another case. But it isn't just another case. It's my child. It's.
Can you just keep telling the police, well, give me your higher up. Well, give me your higher up. Eventually, someone's got to do something.
So I go to the higher up over top of the detective, and he says, well, what do you want me to say? You know, sometimes kids are just like this. They just wander off in the desert, and they don't want to be found. Or they go all over in this cult thing or whatever. I'm like, my son is not like that. My son was a high-class person. He's not just some bum. He is my child.
Yeah, I mean, everyone is.
You give me an excuse. I mean, no parent deserves to lose their child.
Right. Well, so there's a lot of dead ends in this case, many of them leading to the police department. And I'm not being accusatory. I'm just going by what I'm hearing. So, again, we make no hard accusations in this channel. Everything's alleged. But we're just trying to piece together what we know, of course. But Michelle, I do something towards the end of these videos where I would like for you to speak directly to someone who may have information. It's kind of a direct message. I feel like it's the most powerful part because if someone's watching, if someone's watching that knows something, it's a chance for you to speak directly to them for anyone that might be holding back. Would you like to speak directly to someone who may have some information and isn't sharing for whatever reason?
Yes, please. If you know anything about my son, any information at all, please come forward. You don't have to give your name. Just come forward and let the investigators know. Call the number, Crime Stoppers. There's a $2,500 reward out. I'm begging you, if you know anything, please come forward. Any little thing. If you've seen his wallet, you've seen his keys, or just happen to find him out in the desert and you don't know who they belong to, please turn them in. Me and my family are begging for answers. I just want to know what happened to my son. Thank you.
You're doing an amazing job, Michelle.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
So I'm raising my grandson for my daughter's son. And if it wasn't for him, you mean, he keeps me going. He's my little rock.
Right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sitting here trying to think of ways to take this, but it sounds like we just need to, the only answer here is to get the police more involved, it sounds like, because at a certain point, you know, once you ask enough questions, I know every question is going to lead back to, we don't know, the police won't tell us, you know, that's kind of where we are with most things. So
I'm not the only one out there just fighting.
No, not at all. Probably at least half of the people I talked to.
I went to Eric's name is on the memorial wall in Riverside County, the courthouse. His name, it's posted on the memorial wall. And we did a memorial out there. It was on the news station there too. And it was a beautiful memorial. And I never, ever in my life thought I'd see so many people that has lost a child. All of us was there for murdered and missing.
Wow.
There's hundreds. It blew my mind. And now that I'm in with POMC and murder children, I hear their stories, and it helps me a little bit. You mean that I'm not alone, that other people are going through the same thing I am. But a lot of them have answers, and I don't have answers.
Yeah, so we need, guys, if you know anything out there, she's not getting much help from anyone, police included, it sounds like. So if you know something, even if it's the tiniest bit of information, you need to come forward. If you click show more in the description right below this video, you will see her Facebook profile link there. So you can send her a message or a post or whatever, but that's how you can contact her directly. You can also contact the police department. You said it was Indio Police, right? Yeah,
it's still Riverside County.
Riverside County Police.
Mm-hmm. Riverside County investigators.
Okay, so their number.
It's actually in Desert Hot Springs. But yeah, there's a number on Crime Stoppers there, but I can get you the number if you want to. Give me a minute.
Can you get that number? Because I have so many pictures that I can't.
Give me 1 minute.
Okay, thank you.
Let me get his folder.
Thank you so much to Lonnie A for the £5 super chat. I appreciate that. And thank you to everyone who signed up for the membership throughout this. I don't think I missed anyone. I got you guys in the beginning. And thank you to the PayPal donators. That PayPal is awesome because it's instantly available. So thank you so much, guys. You guys are really
Okay,
makes us.
I'm
sorry.
I'm looking in this folder. Give me 1 second.
Oh, take your time. Hi, buddy.
Say hi, Charles.
How you doing?
Good.
Thanks for coming and hanging out with us for a few minutes.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Sure. What were you doing? Were you watching TV or playing video games or something before you came over?
He slept late.
Oh, slept late. All right. My kind of guy.
Okay, let me see what I have here.
What? The chat is saying that he's adorable.
Oh, thank you so much. He's my little world. He's what's keeping me going.
Hello, thank you, Lonnie A, for becoming a member.
He's having a bad hair day.
He's shy.
Okay, Riverside County. Sheriff, Corner Public Administrator. Let's see. I'm trying to look real quick. Oh, this is for his service. 1 second. This is the coroner's office. Hang on, I got the wrong paper, honey.
Sure, it's okay.
I have a folder that's so big now.
I can try to. You said it was on us because you sent me a lot of pictures, so I kind of. I usually only put up about 10, 15 pictures. The reason is since I'm so bad with computers, I have to click through them manually. I don't have like a program to scroll automatically, so I don't try not to have too many. But let me go back to our message and see if I can find it too while you look. Just whoever finds it first will. So it's on his flyer. All right. So I didn't see a flyer when I looked it up, but okay. Oh wait, no, that's not it. Hang on a second, guys. Sorry, guys. Just trying to get you a number, where to contact.
Here, I have
here we go. I got it here. Oh, wait a second. I did have this one. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's. Oh wait, no, it's. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's 7. This is for Crime Stoppers. I don't have the sheriff's department number, but Crime Stoppers
I'm getting
is 7.
it right now. I'm just looking at my phone.
Well, the number you're getting is 760-341-STOP. Is that the one you're going for?
No, I'm giving you the detective number.
Okay.
Oh man,
Thanks, CS. I am trying. You guys have no idea how hard this can be, getting all the questions, because it's really hard to listen to them and read. So trying to do both. I don't want her to think I don't want to not listen to her, so I'm reading the chat, but I also don't want you guys to think I'm ignoring you. So it's tough. So Jen Evans asked about GPS tracking on his car. Was there anything? I know it was a BMW. It was a nice car. Was there any GPS tracking in it?
Are you asking me that?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I know it got returned to the guy that bought it for him. The ex-boyfriend.
Really? What if that's something we can look into?
Okay, so the investigator's phone number, do you want that?
Please.
I don't know who's on the case now. They've tossed it so many times.
Well, someone will call them and they'll transfer them to whoever's on. So
okay, so it's 1-760-836-1600.
Okay.
And I need to give you a case number real quick, or they won't tell you anything.
Okay. Bear with us, guys. Sorry, we didn't have this available.
If I knew, I would have had this ready.
It's okay. There's no rush. We got all the time we need. There's no limit on the streaming or anything. We have unlimited. So, yeah, Ellie, we got to do something like a petition to talk to the police department. Well, I don't know how to do that myself, really. If anyone wants to contact her, if someone wants to get a petition going for the police department to release info, would you want something like that?
Yes, anything that can help. Yes, most definitely.
It's worth mentioning, guys. So she's like me. She's very not computer savvy. So So if you're good at this stuff we're talking about and can help her set things up and stuff, it would be. It's not that she doesn't want to; she's just not into computers and stuff. And
Yeah, I'm really stupid when it comes to computers.
same
I
here.
have a case number for you.
Okay.
Okay, 0172-180 009.
Okay, so do you want to one more time read the telephone number and the case number back to back in case someone wants to write it down?
Okay. Once I have to get the number again for the video. 1 second. Where'd it go? Sorry, guys.
Oh, never mind. Someone got it. Never mind. Someone got it right here. They posted it, so I'll put it on screen. All right, guys. 760-836-1600 is the investigator's number, and it's case number 017-218-0009. I'll leave it on screen for a couple minutes for everyone who wants to write it down. But
Story.
okay. So we do you know, have you looked into any other gay men that might have been murdered in that area to see if this could be a serial killer, or like the other guy was saying, or what's going on there?
There's a lot. Like there's people been missing in that area and found. There's couples that's been missing. Yeah, there's so many. I can't even think how many there is. There's just so many people missing out there.
Okay. All right, guys. So we're going to finish this up here. Please go ahead and contact her if you have any ideas. This one's a little frustrating because she's not getting any help anywhere, including the police department. So I hope you guys think I did a good job here. There's only so far I can take certain things.
Thank you. Thank all of you so much.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. You did a great job. Thank you so much.
Anything you guys can help me with, I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah. So please, guys, if you know anything, please, if you know something, please come forward. Don't assume she already knows or it's not important enough. Never, ever, ever assume that. And let's see if something comes of this, Michelle. I'm going to end it there. I want to thank you for just being amazing. I know Eric's super proud of you. And let's see if we can get him some justice and some answers.
Thank you all. Thank you all so much. And thanks for having me on your show. And continue the prayers and all the support. I thank everyone for everything you guys are doing. Thank you for the support.
All right, Michelle, I'm gonna end the call there. I usually take a minute to talk to the audience after, so I'm gonna.
Real quick, I just want to say something. If anybody knows of any parents that lost a child, please ask them to get involved with POMC, Parents of Murdered Children. It is a wonderful group, and it's so supportive.
Parents of Murdered Children, POMC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're so supportive, and they do the best they can to help us, give us a lot of support. Right now, the COVID's been shut. We shut down because of the COVID, but they are so supportive.
Wow. Okay. Thank you for that. I'll look into them as well. I'll see if I can get some connections with them.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. God bless.
All right, I'll talk to you within the next couple of days if I hear anything, or if you hear anything. Whoever hears something first, we'll message each other. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, and God bless all of you.
God bless you too. Thank you. Have a great day. All right, guys. So that was Michelle. Please, I'm going to start doing these little outro things. I have a lot of people that watch the channel have recommended I do this. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who signed up. Thank you to everyone who watched today, who helped out as much as they can, who asked questions, who shared. Please share the video. Please hit like, subscribe, set the notification bell to all, share the video, comment below, do all that stuff. It helps it get out to more people. Which is exactly what we need. Please, thank you so much to, it was about 5 or 6 people who signed up throughout this live as members. I think I got all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who doesn't want to do monthly, who signed up for the PayPal. That helps just as much. I absolutely appreciate you guys. I hate doing these little outro things, but everyone's telling me you got to start doing this at the end, or if you want the channel to grow and support itself. And so I'm going to try doing this. And Jen, I don't know why the cops are disregarding this case as much as they seem to be. So it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. But we're going to do what we can to help out, and that's all we can do. And so please, if you know anything, contact the masthead. I was going to say contact the authorities, and I read Kubi say hashtag, so I said contact the hashtags. I said it out loud because I was reading it. Hashtags will help. Yeah, I got to start using hashtags on my videos. I never even use them. Jen, they were his shorts and his necklace. That's all he had on him. So his wallet, his keys, everything was missing. We're about to finish up here, so you'll be able to go watch the video back where she kind of goes over all that. But yeah, they were his stuff, but that's all he had on him. So again, thank you to everybody. Please like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. And let's get this out there. And let's get Eric some justice and Michelle some help. Thank you so much to everyone. Channel members, PayPal supporters, all that stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You make the channel go strong. And I love you guys. Have a great night. Thank you.